The Two Brews in the Studio Show. The podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Salute to the creative geniuses that you are. You're now tuned into the Two Bros in the Studio Show podcast. I am the Beta Taylor, a.k.a. Hawk Brogan.
And my name is Tabari Finkel, a.k.a. the Brilliant Professor.
That's right. Guys, grab your iPhones, grab your Androids,
Whatever
your
you
desktop, whatever you're listening to right now. You're probably listening to us on your phone, most likely. We've seen you out there. We've seen the metrics.
Yep.
But anyway, go to SoundCloud, Two Bros Show.
Yep.
Then go to Instagram and Twitter at Two Bros Show.
Yep.
Most importantly, go to YouTube.
Go to YouTube.
Search the Two Bros in the Studio Show. You're going to see our icon pop up.
Yep.
All right. Once you click onto that icon, you're going to see a bright red button. It's going to say subscribe and smash that. All right. And then what's even more important after that is that after you review some of our content on there, please leave a comment in the comment section.
Hit that thumbs up for us.
Right. Be that first person. Be the cool guy on the block to drop a comment or even just ask questions about, I don't know, some things that we probably might have missed out in the episode.
Exactly.
Let's get this conversation going.
It's about the conversation.
That's right. It's for the community. We doing it for the culture.
It is.
The creative culture, the creative community.
Yep.
Yo, Professor.
What's going?
Exactly.
Yep.
What's new in your world, man?
Man, I'm here, man. So I've been watching my Facebook feed and watching my Twitter feed and everything, and everybody's going on and on about this Kaepernick stuff right here, man. And I'm trying to see what's good. I'm trying to see what folks really think, but it's really like one-sided. I think folks are looking at it like either they're saying he's a hero or they're saying, well, he sucks anyway, so fuck him.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's funny because, you know, the way I look at this whole Colin Kaepernick situation is that I think that he's actually putting a lot on the line.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? He's putting his career on the line. Whether you probably don't think he has a future in the NFL or whatever, but he has endorsements, right?
Absolutely.
But yo, he's taking a stand for something that he feels is right, and he's exercising, you know, his rights, right?
I don't really understand the people that are like, yo, fuck him. I really don't. I gotta be honest, I don't get it. Because, you know, folks are like, well, if he's got to be so disrespectful to the armed forces, and I'm like, what does that have to do with?
Right, exactly.
That has nothing. Those two things
absolutely nothing.
They're not mutually exclusive. Like,
right.
You sound a little silly at the moment, but I understand the sentiment theoretically. But if he's standing up in defense of America as he understands it, how does that make him unpatriotic?
Bam. Exactly.
That doesn't really make logical sense, but I get it. People look at the flag as a personal thing. So, but, you know, there was a veteran who made a comment that was like, you know, I didn't go to war to fight for his not to be able to exercise his rights.
For sure.
I went to war to protect those rights.
Absolutely.
So, agree with him or not, he's exercising the rights that we fought for.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually have a friend that's a veteran too, and he been to Afghanistan and back, Iraq and back. Yeah. I mean, he's taken on a couple tours. Shout out to my homie Laron, but he mentioned something. He said, you know, and he's a Marine.
Okay.
And
shout out to the Marines.
Yep.
Hoorah.
And he said something that I thought that was pretty dope. He said, you know, I fought for this country, and there's a lot that's in the Constitution and a lot that we stand for that I don't necessarily agree with, but he's actually standing something that overall, something that we fought for. So salute to him. I have no problems with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really understand how you could.
And he's a vet.
I don't understand. Yes, that's the point. That is the point. You went to war to protect the rights that collectively create the situation we call America. So somebody expressing those rights should not necessarily be looked at as unpatriotic. I don't know they should be looked at as a hero either, but at the same time, I don't see him as unpatriotic.
Yeah. So look. So I posted something on my Facebook, and I pretty much said, yo, he didn't actually say F your mama, F the soldiers, or anything like that. He's just taking a stand, right?
He didn't even say F the police.
Exactly, which he should have. Maybe people probably would have felt a lot better. Then he probably would have got a whole bunch of Blue Lives Matter hashtag to follow up behind that.
Yeah.
But there was a young lady. She said, well, what if somebody white that said that? I mean, did what he did? I mean, do you think it'd probably be more effective? And I was like, maybe not. Because this is how I think the spin. This is how I think it could have had a spin on and I'm talking about the media, because the media, they love putting things in the washing machine on spin cycle, right? Mm-hmm. So the media probably say, well, there's one Caucasian athletes that are standing up for Black Lives Matter when colored or when black athletes feel they shouldn't have to, or didn't take advantage of the opportunity to stand up. So I mean, it could, you know what I'm saying? It could have gone many different ways, good or bad. But I think that'll probably be one way that they're spinning. Of course, that athlete will probably get so much, hate mail and so forth and so on. So, but I don't know, man. You know what? I'm kind of like over the whole notion of nobody can't stand up for anything, but yet, anybody can say just about anything on freaking social media, go on a racist rant and everything, but that's all acceptable, right? You know what I'm saying? And so when somebody as an athlete, use, their stance or use their platform or use the power that they have and say something, that they feel that they shouldn't have to stand for, it's an issue. So, well,
Harry Belafonte came out and said he would like to see 200 other black athletes come out and speak on the issue. And I don't always agree with Dude, but Stephen A. Smith came out and kind of went on him. He was like, look, not Kaepernick. He was like, there's a lot of other black athletes out here that's eating off this situation, but they eating. You feel me? He said when everything is said and done, the culture's starving, but you eating, and you ain't gonna mess that up to speak on a culture. So you're not gonna bite the hand that feeds you. I got that, but that doesn't necessarily make you somebody that I can rock with. Basically, I'm paraphrasing what he's saying, but
right.
Stephen A. He kind of get in. He kind of go in a little bit.
Yeah, Stephen A. He's very boisterous. I like him I like him for just having a voice. Look, it sounds like Laelo over here has a lot to say.
Let's introduce Laelo
so we can hop in on this conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, Laelo.
I'm like, please let me talk.
Get right up on that mic.
Yeah, get right up on the mic, bro.
This is a lot, man.
Yeah.
First of all, I hate Stephen A. Smith.
Why you hate Stephen A. Smith?
I don't hate him. I don't hate anybody.
Right.
I just hate his commentary on the culture a lot of times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I agree with some of his stuff, and I understand why he has his job. He's good at his job.
Yeah.
But for him to say some of the stuff that he says, like, what he just mentioned, like, it's just like you kind of put everybody in a box. You know what I mean? And he's, for him to be like, oh, they shouldn't say anything because they're being paid by the man, is the exact opposite of like the point of doing it. Like, it's like, oh, they shouldn't, they can't sacrifice. They got to feed their families. They can't, like, it's just a bigger picture that I don't think Stephen A. sees a lot of the times when he says the things that he says. And a lot of the times he says things that are off-putting, and it is very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, because he went on Cam Newton came out and he was kind of dancing around. He was getting asked, he was in an interview, he was getting asked a bunch of questions, and Cam was like, yeah, I mean, I wish we lived in a better society, but we kind of don't. So yeah, and Stephen A. got on him. He was like, bro, you are the top athlete right now. Ain't nobody dropping you from your team. Speak your mind. You a black man in this country. You hip. Speak your mind. Ain't nobody going. You ain't like Colin Kaepernick. He's at the tail end of his career, and he might be done because of this. Nobody's letting you go if you speak out. So speak out.
Stephen A. be all over the place, man. But as far as Kaepernick, it's like I feel like I don't know if hero is the right word, but he's definitely a huge influence. Like he's a huge influence. Like he's already gotten other athletes to kneel with him or sit with him as far as what he's doing during the anthem, and he's gotten the conversation, like he's taking the conversation to another level, because the National Football League is the biggest televised event. You know what I mean? Especially during these next 4 or 5 months, this is all everybody's talking about is football every week. So it's for him to do it at the beginning of the season, and then not even draw attention to himself, but just do it, and then the media swarm him. You know what I mean? A couple weeks into it.
That's true. Like, because a lot of people were calling him like he was looking for attention. Attention,
like but he's doing the exact opposite. And I don't care what they calling him. At the end of the day, the point is the goal. What is the goal? I don't care if he was an attention whore, trying to be an attention whore. Look at the conversation he started. Right. You know what I mean? Like he's met with Jim Brown and Kareem and all these brothers, and actually tried to like do something. Like a lot more than other people have tried to do. A lot of people out here with the lip service and talking about what they do and how things should change. Like he said something, and you could tell he's learning on the go. You know what I mean? You could tell he's learning on the go. He's admitted that. Like I'm trying to get more involved. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do, but.
And that's great.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good thing.
Everybody think that they have to be in a perfect place, to do something or move forward with something.
The second you decide you want to make change or you want to affect change positively, like there's no reason for you to not start at that moment. Absolutely. You can't not start at that moment because you didn't start last month or a year before that. Like, I wasn't doing it last year, so now I can't affect positive change this year. Like that makes no sense. Like it's stupid. Like, and for people to question him and his motives, and like I just feel like it's ignorant, and a lot of it's coming from ignorant people in our culture and white people, because they just don't understand where he's coming from. Right. Yeah, I mean, they don't see it the same way he does. Right. So it's just,
I was watching a show today, and today Trump went out to speak to Black church. And you should see it. Trump speaking and everybody in the congregation standing up and cheering. And it just goes to show you, whether you think he's a great presidential candidate or not, people see things way
Black people like being on TV.
Black people like being on TV.
Fair.
I mean, it's
fair. Because
ain't none of them niggas voting for Trump.
Speaking,
like, come on, man.
He's speaking, and the audience is standing up and cheering.
Come on,
I'm like,
man. That's a show, bro.
All I saw was Sambo.
That's a show. He probably got
buddy.
Yeah, that's a show, bro. Like that's a show, and you get some Sambos in the room. You get some. You know what I mean? They gonna do the dance. You know what I mean?
He knows exactly what to do, man. I mean, come on. This guy had a reality TV show. Yeah, and he's treating his whole campaign like it's a reality
and nobody, TV show. I'm glad you said it, because I'm surprised nobody else sees it. I'm like,
no, we see it.
The problem I see what's going on. Like he's about to trick
nobody
y'all.
Can't turn it off.
Right.
To turn it off.
It's like a good show. It's a good show.
It's a good.
It's entertaining.
That's what it is.
That's really what it is. But now it's like,
he got good ratings.
It's like, damn,
Nielsen loves him.
The Nielsen box loves him.
Now it's like, dang, he's actually one of the 2 people that could be president for the next 4 years. What did we do?
It's like after he becomes president, the show gets canceled, and we
we go, oh shit, no, damn.
Yo, we just sold into a pilot.
That's like when you were a kid and
that was not that good.
That's like when you were a kid and you ain't realize that you had to pay for those movies. That so your mom come home and look at the bill like, who the hell? You're like, this was fun, but now that it's over, it's damn it time for you, buddy.
No more GTV.
Nothing for you. I hope Terminator 2 was worth it.
Right. Oh my god.
But he brings out all the racists, and just his campaign alone just lets you know, shows you how racism isn't over, and the Kaepernick thing shows you how racism isn't over. And it's really insulting to my intelligence and every other Black person's intelligence for anybody to say that racism is over. Because all you got to do is look at one of these Black athletes' timelines, and see how many times they'll be called nigger on the internet. Like, it's crazy. Like by youngins too. Like people who are being taught this by their parents. Like that's the ultimate disrespect to a Black man. You call him a nigger.
That's
on the internet. Like these are 15, 21-year-olds. Like, why are you talking like this? You probably grew up on rap music.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you know what I mean? But it's just what they're taught, and they're still being taught that we're inferior, no matter what our status is.
I'm still old school with it. If you're a white guy, don't use the word nigga. Just leave it alone. I know these young kids are like, oh, well,
that's not old school.
I'm sorry,
that's new school. That's forever school.
That's how I feel.
Right,
that's how I feel. But
right.
a lot of these youngins, I'm talking about us, our youngins. They're like, nah, man. If I say nigga, I give you permission to say, you got it. You good. I'm like, you setting that dude up for failure. I promise
don't do
you
it
that.
around me.
Yeah, man.
I promise you.
Look, you know what? I got a lot of white friends, and none of them use that word around
Not
me
around
don't
me.
do it
at all.
Like,
But you know what?
I'll say it all day. Don't come behind me and say it.
Right.
Just don't, because it won't go well. It's not gonna go well.
But yet they also have an ultimate respect for our culture too, as
Right,
well.
and that's really
You
what
know
it's
what I'm
about.
saying?
But see,
Yeah.
when they do feel like they can freely do that, they don't have the respect for the culture.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You
Right.
can
That is very
Right,
true.
You can tell they don't
right,
understand. Like they
Right.
just don't understand, because
Right.
if you knew, you would know better. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly. And your friends and
So
your
you
black
don't-
friends would care about you
Exactly.
because this could what could possibly happen. You know, you and your homeboys all together, but your white friend is saying, you know, nigga,
Right,
and calling
right.
all his friends nigga, but all of a sudden there's a dude on the street
That don't
you know
know.
what I'm saying, that ain't rocking with it, and the next thing you know, he go over there and
That's
slump
why
the white
I said,
boy.
hey,
And what you gonna
that's
do?
why I said you setting him up for
like,
failure.
you set them
Yeah.
up for failure.
Failure. Because
Like, and then you looked up, okay, you gonna be like, yeah, you was letting him. Yeah, I mean, like, it's y'all fault he got slumped. Y'all should have said
you
something.
should have said something.
Y'all
But you know
shoulda
what,
stopped.
man? I'm my good friend Dominic. He mentioned to me. He said, "Yo, racism is being perpetuated by the media, and he don't see things the way the media portrays it to be. He don't think that it's that important right now." Although he does believe that there are some systematic issues,
He's
anything
white?
like that. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
that
gonna
makes,
say,
that
yeah,
makes
that's-
perfect.
no, he understands that there's some systematic issues and stuff like that, but he also feels that over the past couple years, maybe like the last 4 years, the media has perpetuated what racism is in America.
I don't think. I
think
think
it's
that's
the
a short.
opposite.
I think that's a short-sighted viewpoint.
They keep trying to tell us that racism over.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you've been watching all this cat, why is he mad? Like, it's not really that serious.
Exactly.
Like, that's really what it is. It's not. I don't think they're trying to promote that there's racism still going on. They're trying to sweep it under the rug. You know what I mean? They don't want.
I feel-
but you know what?
I feel like that's exactly why every time there's a police shooting, it's such a huge deal,
Right.
especially now, because every time there's a person who goes, "We're finally in a post-racial society," then another white cop shoots a black guy
Right.
who had a Snickers bar and was walking down the street with his hands up.
right. We've never entered a post-racial.
So every time
whatever.
somebody says it, it seems absurd. So then
Yeah.
we got to talk about it because your statement is now ridiculous.
Right.
So
Oh,
it's kind
gosh,
of
man.
hard to get around it. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what? Maybe we should talk about this on another day.
No, we
you know what I'm
absolutely
saying?
need to.
I mean, this
We
really
could
is
talk
a
about
huge
this all
topic
day,
of
man.
discussion right now.
It is.
so-
It is the topic of discussion right now. In the
Right,
media and around the world. Like,
But this is not what we're here to talk about.
It's gonna be a part of it, though. It's gonna be a part of it because
Later on in the show.
because we're talking about weed culture.
yes.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about weed culture. So if we're talking about weed culture, that's a part of it. It's a part of it.
That wasn't a dab though. If it was a dab, I'd probably be like sloppy coughing, you know what I'm saying, with the saliva hanging down
Bruh, I wouldn't
with the
even be
elastic
coughing.
saliva hanging down your mouth.
I'll be
God.
passed out with my eyes open.
The dabs is real. They said I'll be passed out with my eyes open. Damn.
Yo, I've seen folks do that though.
Yeah.
For real. That's scary.
Yeah, that's some scary shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, yo, let's go into this break and we're gonna hop in and chop it up with Laelo and just go on about this show.
All right. What's up, y'all? This is your boy Tabari Fingal, aka the Brilliant Professor, and I'm here to tell you what you can do to get your music featured here on the Two Bros in the Studio Show podcast. It's real easy, just a few steps. First, go to the Two Bros in the Studio Show YouTube and SoundCloud accounts at Two Bros Show, or you can search us on YouTube or go to our IG account and click the link there to go straight to YouTube, and make sure you click that follow button. We want to see you following us, and we'll follow you back. Number 2, send an email to twobrosshowinfo@gmail.com with your artist name, any social media handles you have, IG or Twitter, and make sure you send at least 3 clean versions of the music you want to showcase and anything you want us to know about the music specifically. Let us know so we can let everyone else in the network of creatives know. Number 3, if your music is selected, you'll receive an email confirmation response by one of the team members here at the Two Bros Show. You'll need to make sure that once you get that confirmation of what episodes you'll be on, you promote that episode with everything you got on all of your social media. We want to see it pumping out there. We need to get the word out that this show is here for you, made by creatives, for creatives. And that's it. Make sure y'all keep in tune with what's going on in the Two Bros in the Studio Show Nation, and creatives, make sure that you keep creating. Welcome back to the Two Bros in the Studio Show podcast. I'm your co-host, Tabari Fingal, a.k.a. the Brilliant Professor.
And I am the Beta Taylor, a.k.a. Hawk Brogan.
And we are here with Laelo, rapper from the DMV, getting it in, doing big things. I've been doing the big things for a while now, actually, keeping it 100.
Trying to do something.
Yeah.
Something.
So
Respect.
we didn't really give him, a proper introduction. So
It's a little intense at the opening.
You kind of like just jumped in like double dutch though. But just tell the creatives who you are, what you got going on.
Peace creatives, you know what I mean? I'm an MC from the DC area. I do my thing. I rap. I have a brand called the HD Society, the High Definition Society. I hope you're familiar. If you're not, you can check us out at www.highdefinitionssociety.net. And it's a marijuana-based brand because I love the marijuana culture and I smoke a lot of weed. So
he's about his brand for real.
Yeah.
Hey.
So in 2010, I came up with this brand, and I'd like to think that it was, I definitely know it was the first marijuana-based brand in DC as far as music is concerned.
Stamp that.
Yeah, but I like to think that I've had an influence on the culture and music as a whole, because the term high definition wasn't being used in reference to the marijuana culture until my brand came around, and now you see it a lot of places. A lot of people are using the HD moniker.
Wow.
They popping up everywhere, even in the city, you know what I mean? Which is crazy. But it's
Pay homage, man.
I'm flattered by it, you know what I mean?
You should be getting your royalties off of that.
It'd be nice if, cats gave credit sometime where they got their ideas from, because I've kind of fathered a lot of these cats, you know what I mean? And it's not even no disrespect to nobody, but I showed a lot of these dudes how to hustle and brand themselves. You know what I mean? But a lot of them never say it, you know what I mean? A couple of them might, but I watch everything. You know what I mean? I'm happy though, because it's done nothing but expanded the city and made us look more professional as a viable, production industry or music industry. So it's all good things.
Y'all see who we be bringing in on these podcasts though, right?
Exactly.
We bringing the originators.
I was on this scene in the DMV before it was a scene in the DMV. We helped lay the groundwork.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's why it was important for us to have you on this show, man, because
Thank you
what
for
you're
having me, man.
doing with your brand altogether is everything that's right.
Absolutely.
Everything that's right. I think
Hate it or love it, from the business perspective, winning.
yeah, absolutely. So the youngins could definitely, piggyback off of you and give you some change off of that, pay you some royalties. You know what I'm saying? Of taking some.
It's just about, you know what I mean? Saluting the God when you see him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Just acknowledge where your ideas came from. It's okay. Go ahead and use it freely. You know what I mean? Because what you're doing isn't going to stop what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So, and that's how I've always thought, so it doesn't bother me that people emulate or, so on and so forth. I'm flattered by it, like I said.
Respect.
Yeah. So look, Laelo, dude, things have changed over the past decades. Speaking of weed culture in the DMV area, I remember there was a time where the weed culture here wasn't so prevalent. It was something more or less. It was just something that we were doing. You know what I'm saying? Now things have changed drastically, especially since laws being passed and so forth and so on. Now less people are getting locked up for carrying, but there was a time where, you know, well, I don't know. I know in DC, I remember one time I got pulled over with a bag. It was like a bag, probably like a 20 bag. Cops pat me down, and then, you know, they rolled off.
Word.
But then I know that there were some times where people would get caught up with something.
Well, I've
and
done time. So
right,
there's times where people get caught up and they don't let them go.
and they don't let them go.
Respect.
Exactly.
I know this for a fact. Let's be clear.
Hell
Yo,
no. Let him go.
yeah.
Hell no. Let him go.
Walking around with the free Laelo hood t-shirt.
Real. But this was back in the time when I was in college, and it was before the culture had really, you know, we was out there. Like that's what I said. I was a part of this culture before it was the boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
before the boom, like we was just in it because we was in the streets. So it was, you know, it's just different now. Like you said, it's a lot different now. Times have definitely changed.
Yeah, definitely. It seems a little more relaxed now, than how it was, you know, I guess back in the day. Now I knew that I was fine if I'm in the hood, if I'm just chilling out there, you know what I'm saying, on the block or whatever,
right.
and I'm just rolling up and I'm chiefing.
But you could walk down Georgia Ave or 8th
But
Street
you could
or something.
not.
Yeah,
No. You could not leave your block thinking that you could spark up. Yo, that's definitely a first class ticket to an ass whipping.
Right.
And I've seen that
just off the disrespect factor.
just really,
They don't feel like you disrespect them, and then,
absolutely.
Smoke weed outside. Should take you to jail. I'm gonna just whoop your ass.
Yeah, I've seen it happen in front of a club, in front of everybody. Matter of fact, in front of DC Live.
Oh, DC Live. The good old days.
In the streets, why, you know how the long lines would be in the streets, and, you know, dude's getting his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? All over, you know, blunts. Exactly. So it's cool that we don't see that nowadays, right? But then to me, it's like, okay, all right, does things become a little bit lackadaisical? You know what I'm saying? Because being in the hood, being in the streets, you know, you really got to be on your P's and Q's, you know?
Absolutely.
And so now it's like,
it's
everybody,
just whatever. It's just whatever now.
Yeah, it is. So do you think that probably contribute to, I guess, a higher rate in crime? I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because
I think it's a lower rate in crime.
The lower rate in crime?
Like, we used to rob niggas for ounces of weed. Like, it's not no. I'm not saying me specifically.
Allegedly.
You seen it happen, right?
Yeah, I seen it happen where people would get robbed for not large amounts of marijuana. Yeah, I mean, like,
Right.
It was a lot more violent culture because you couldn't just get weed everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like,
Right. So if you was that dude,
yeah, if you was that dude, like, you couldn't step on nobody's toe. It was the drug game. Now it's
Right.
like you got schoolgirls selling weed. Now it's just
Right.
everybody got bud. You know what I mean?
Everybody got
So it's
bud
just
now.
like
Exactly.
people growing it. You can grow it in your house, so everybody has weed now. So I think it's taking violence down significantly.
hell yeah,
'cause
everybody
ain't
too
nobody,
high to
ain't
get
nobody,
up and fight.
First of all, everybody's smoking, so everybody high now.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and ain't nobody getting murdered over no weed because you can get weed everywhere, and it's
Right.
way cheaper than it used to be. So it's like the ramifications.
It's
for having
way cheaper to get what? Dirt?
No, to get loud, to get the good
Yeah?
shit. Yeah, I mean, shit. I used
Okay.
to, man. Look, y'all
Okay.
about to have me incriminate myself. Ounces used to cost
Let's not
like
do that.
$450.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can get ounces now for $250. It's significantly different.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, a QP before will definitely get your ass held up. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like somebody niggas know you even if you moving a little something back in the day. Like, you know what I mean? It's like cats would come see you if, you know, the goons would come see you if they
Right.
thought you had it. So it's like,
Right.
now it's like, nigga, everybody got weed. You know?
Right.
Any house I go into probably got plants growing. So it's like, don't nobody really care, you know what I mean, as much anymore. So it's, you know, it's a little more lackadaisical, man. A lot, but I don't think the weed laws is what changed it though. I think hip hop changed it.
Hip hop changed it because
let's get into it.
Yeah, because we made it a little more acceptable.
Right. I think that more artists, the younger artists, start making songs directly about marijuana. You had Wiz come out and Currency and I mean, their movements became so big that all the young kids start smoking weed.
Okay.
Like the high schoolers, like everybody's like, I want to smoke, I want to be like these guys. They're the hottest, coolest little cats in the game, and their brands were marijuana. You know what I mean? And I feel like ever since that time, there's been like a huge boom in drug talk in music, like drug influence, music, and also just like youngsters who smoke weed and who think weed is cool, and they're not afraid to tell people that they think weed is cool. You know what I mean? It's like, I want to be a part of the culture. It's the in thing now. Like it's really now.
Deeply embedded in hip hop culture now. Yeah. I remember a time where, and this is just hip hop speaking, it's weed in its place in hip hop. There was a reference here and there. It's just like it was a casual reference, right? Exactly. From LL or EPMD and so forth and so on, and then come Redman.
Redman changed it.
He did, with How to Roll a Blunt, and then after that, honestly to say, from off of that record alone, that's when I really started smoking for real. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like before that, it was a white boy here and there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then, after Red, it was all nothing but Philly blunts and Swishers and so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? From there, then to it was Cypress Hill.
Wu-Tang would always talk about smoking weed. Like you had Devin the Dude come out, and all he rapped about was weed. Like Devin was a big influence on the culture. Especially
he was.
I also think Cypress Hill, like what Vader just mentioned, was also a big influence, mostly because it bridged the gap between the cultures, so that you had a white audience who kind of really loved hip hop at the same time, really wasn't straight hip hop. They kind of bridged that gap. So now you as a dude, down the street can rock with your homie Uptown and y'all have something to collab on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like everybody likes weed.
Everybody likes weed.
We can hang out. You smoke, I smoke. We can find something else in common. While we hitting this J, right?
Let's start here. We going uptown or we going downtown? What's the word?
Yeah, I mean, could we say that that weed has possibly been, the great equalizer? You know what I'm saying?
I think hip hop might have been the great equalizer, but on a sub level.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Equalizer as far as what?
Well, just like we were saying, is that you have your in reference to folks that hasn't really listened to hip hop, and then they're introduced to a Cypress Hill. They're introduced to Cypress Hill, so they're essentially being introduced to hip hop because. I mean, for real.
Yeah, that was hip hop.
Yeah, that was hip hop. Cypress Hill was real hip hop.
Marijuana that was hip hop bridged that.
So hip hop bridged that.
Hip hop, weed just helped it.
Agreed.
Helped build the bridge.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Weed helped it a lot.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? But hip hop.
Agreed. Yeah.
Hip hop is the dopest music around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, and everybody wants to listen to it. Is you got, stories and party music. Like hip hop has something for everybody. That's why everybody, every race loves it. You know what I mean?
And we can talk about how hip hop has been throughout music in general.
Oh yeah.
So we're really focusing on hip hop,
modern music, right?
But not even modern music. We can go back. Matter of fact, we can
dig up some Willie Nelson tracks.
Absolutely. So we can talk about folk music. We can talk about
Bob
country
Dylan.
music, right?
Yeah.
We can talk about jazz.
Yeah. Louis Armstrong.
Huge influence.
It was all getting high, man.
Everybody. They was all before the set, in the intermission,
Right.
sometimes during. I almost seen somebody put a blunt in the trumpet and they were just playing the whole
Right,
thing.
right.
Take a deep breath in. And no, I'm playing. But the point is,
That'd be dope.
That would've
He's a
been dope.
dedicated weed smoker.
that would have been
No
dope.
breaks.
But the point is, no, I mean, that's why in the history books, if you really look and you're studying about jazz, which I have,
Right.
jazz music was demonized in the culture at the time, and particularly in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Because so much of jazz was based in the African American culture.
Right.
Duh. If you didn't know. And B, like hip hop, it has such a huge influence that they had to find a way. They had to find something to demonize to get that under control, to get that in check.
Oh, they're making drug references. It's bad.
It's bad.
Right.
Devil's music.
Exactly.
Exactly. The devil's music.
In fact, that's exactly what they called it, the devil's music.
It's crazy.
But the point is, we can go back and back and back and back and back, and marijuana was there whole time. It was there.
Wow.
I mean, hemp has always been around, man.
Absolutely.
Like it wasn't until the early 1900s where they outlawed it and said it was, and then I guess in the 60s is where it became illegal everywhere. With who was it? Hoover, one of those presidents. Yeah, I mean it was.
Yeah.
Just like weed, they made it as Schedule 1 drug or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's when it all changed. You know what I mean? The FBI, you know what I mean, kicking down doors for weed, like everything changed. But when this country was built, they used hemp to build a lot of it.
Right.
So it was like,
It's always real interesting. I tell folk to go Google
They just
hemp
need it.
related advertisements
Right.
in early American
oh
history.
wow, there's so many.
There's so many.
There's so many.
Because that was a cash crop in America, and it was the paper industry and the paper lobbying on.
But they weren't locking black people up for it then.
No.
They needed another reason to lock us up.
Exactly.
Right.
They couldn't lock us up for it because
They couldn't-
everybody was enjoying it.
Everybody
at that time.
had it. It wasn't a Schedule 1 drug at the time.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It was the paper industry that really lobbied Congress to be able to make it a seriously illegal substance because
Oh, wow.
hemp was about to put the paper industry out of business.
Absolutely.
Well, that, and then it probably would have bothered the textile industry as well.
No, all of it.
And the medical industry.
And the medical industry.
Like the number one fighter against marijuana. You know what I
Currently,
mean?
yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
Yeah.
they're not trying to see any of this
They
that's
don't
going
want-
on
no,
right now.
They don't want none of it.
They want you to take those pills.
That's right, man. R.I.P. Dr.
Which is-
Sabies, man.
Which is hilarious. I mean, could you imagine there's a drug company that says, no, this drug is not good for you. But my drug is good for you, even though it causes vomiting, hallucinations, possible death.
Which is
Roll the credits as a side
as
effects,
a
man.
side effect.
like you might die if you take this.
Yes.
But we're gonna approve it and we're gonna advertise it on TV every day.
With you
but
running
you
behind
can't
your
smoke.
little
You can't smoke no
golden
weed.
retriever on the beach
Right?
in slow
Exactly.
motion.
Exactly.
White woman.
You take this penis. You take this penis pill that might make you go blind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude.
But you can't smoke no weed. Like, come on, man. Like, we know why weed is illegal. At the end of the day, like the medical industry doesn't want to compete with the
No.
actual benefits of marijuana.
No.
And they want to lock young black people up. So those are the two biggest reasons.
So who else we named Cypress Hill, we named Redman, we named Devin the Dude. Who else is an artist in the genre of hip hop or any other that is mad influential as far as the culture is concerned, both weed and
Like
hip-hop?
cats like ZZ Top.
Oh, respect.
Yeah, ZZ Top,
like,
definitely.
all they did was smoke weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
I
feel
think,
like the-
somebody mentioned Willie Nelson.
Yeah,
Willie
Willie Nelson,
Nelson?
definitely. I feel
Absolutely.
like the Blues Brothers, they just smoke weed.
Blues
like,
Brothers.
If
Hey.
we gonna go to other cultures, like we gonna
Yeah.
talk about other cultures.
Yeah.
Like,
Laelo on his history.
I mean, I'm just saying, I studied music for a long time.
It
but
is.
Oh, the Beatles, man.
Yeah, the Beatles.
They have a song with a little help from my friend.
Yep.
Yep. Who else? I mean, of course,
Yo, y'all can't forget about son. How y'all forget about Afro Man? No, I'm just,
And then I got
Yo, he made a classic weed song, man.
Yo,
Dude.
did y'all
song
hear
is-
the other? It was like a year ago when he kicked this chick off the stage. or
Yes,
something?
yes, bro. Let's not. Oh my God, it was bad.
What?
It was he
kicked the chick off the stage,
Bro, like
she
he went
jumped on-
like he went
literally
straight WWE, young.
punted her off the stage, bro.
I swear to God, he's like
cool.
Stone Cold stunned.
It wasn't
chick
cool.
right
I'm
off.
not for beating up women like
What
that.
happened? What
Like
happened?
she
What
jumped
happened? I
on
missed
stage or something.
Yeah,
and
he was doing the show.
literally
and
just
she
kicked,
got on
like,
stage and she started dancing with him, and he was playing the guitar. And
It was not a friendly kick,
Bruh.
It wasn't like let me just move you with my foot. It was like I'm trying to put a hole in you with my foot.
Yeah.
All right, that's whack.
Yeah, that's real whack.
That's whack. I'm sorry. I need all the chicks
when
up
I
on the
saw
stage
it,
with me if
when
I'm an artist.
exactly like I'm like, oh, your girls want to come on stage. You Afro man. You should be happy
You should
somebody
be
crying.
elated.
What?
You should
be elated. Some girl want to jump on the
For the
stage
name
with you.
alone, you should not be getting any chicks.
Right, exactly. You're an old man. Like, come
Respect.
on, dog. Like, I don't know, man.
Afro, man.
But
That was crazy.
the song was insane.
Yeah, he had a classic hip hop song.
The song was
One.
classic.
He had
Man,
one.
would you classify that as hip hop? Damn, man,
kinda
that's so
have to.
disrespectful.
Not really.
It
Not
was
all
just
of
because
hip
the record was so corny, man.
Not all of hip hop has to be serious. You know what I'm saying? Some records
Yeah,
are
I
just
mean, if we
fun.
gonna call some of the stuff we call hip hop, like,
Respect.
it's just bad because even when if you go back and listen to some of the '80s hip hop, I'd be like, this is terrible. You know what I mean? But it's just
Yeah,
because that
there
was
was a
start.
lot.
Yeah, and it's just they don't rap as good as people rap now. So it's just like
Respect. I
you
mean-
listen to it differently. Like, but even there was like it wasn't like there wasn't dope MCs when Afro Man dropped that. It wasn't that long ago. He was a character. He wasn't really trying to be no lyrical dude. Like
Nah.
I understood the purpose.
And the record was fun. I'm
it was
sorry.
a fun record.
You cannot understate
Especially if
the
you high.
power.
That's some weed smoking
Yes.
shit. That's
You
not
can't you can't underestimate the power of a
totally
good,
some weed smoking shit.
fun record.
Right.
You know, people used to hate the thong song because it was stupid.
I still hate the thong song.
Yeah, but it was a fun record. It was
was
just like
definitely a fun
Okay,
record.
It was what
no,
it
no,
was.
No.
At pool
We're
parties.
not going to do that. We're not going to
Yeah.
compare Afro Man because I got high to the thong song.
Yeah, that's
Why?
weird.
Because the thong song, it's when you go into a club,
Right.
and the thong song comes on,
Yeah.
Cheeks is in your lap.
Yep.
All right.
I ain't mad at that.
Because I got high,
But when you go into the
dance
spot
floor
with your-
clears the
Clears
fudge
the fudge.
out.
But-
because
everybody-
it doesn't belong on the dance floor.
Yeah, nobody's playing
It
that.
has no utilization, dude. That's what I'm saying. The song has no utilization.
The only
no
u-
utilization.
The only utilization for it is when you smoking.
When you smoking.
Like when you smoking. That's
And I
the
still
perfect.
don't want to hear that. Nigga, put that Nas on.
Right. See, I mean,
Oh, okay. All right.
every now
has
and then.
no
But if you at a
utilization.
smoke, if
No,
you
no,
at
no,
nah,
no,
if you at a
A
smoking
blunt
party
half
and you
in,
having,
and that song come on, you going
you gonna be
have
laughing.
fun with
This,
it, bro.
you gonna be laughing.
Get
and-
out of here.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
You gonna
like,
be eating some Cheetos in the corner,
Right.
having fun.
Talking
with
about
them.
because I got
Every time,
because I got high, giggling in the corner and shit, singing all the lyrics.
hey, nigga, you know all the lyrics. Stop playing.
no, that's not happening, man. Because that gets no play in my ride.
I mean,
Nah, ain't nobody. I wouldn't play it in
I
my
ain't gonna
ride
play it in the
either.
ride either. But again, it don't belong there.
It might be in a
It
cipher.
belongs
where
halfway
you, right,
in the middle of a mix while y'all
Right.
chiefing in the house.
you having a smoking party at your crib or
Watching,
something. Your joint
watching
come
Law
on,
and
you
Order
like,
for no
this
reason
is
because nobody can find a remote to change the channel, and everybody's looking for snacks.
because I got.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Like, I respect my ear that much, dude, that I would be that guy to be like, you know what? We're going to change to another song. I'm that guy. I'm that anal guy. They're like, yo, hold on. No.
give
We're
him
going to
another
change
record.
this. I know y'all smoked out or whatever, dude. I can't listen to this right now. We're going to change this. You know,
He's that guy.
I am, dude. I respect my ears, man.
All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and take another break, and we're going to come back to this conversation because it's hilarious. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tabari, a.k.a. the Brilliant Professor, and I'm back here with
The Blue Chip Artist Showcase.
this week's Blue Chip Artist Showcase winner is none other than the homie Laelo. Yes, the very same Laelo from this episode, featuring his 2016 single release, Feeling Like. Yo, this record is dope. I want y'all to go out and support it. Download it from SoundCloud. Get them players pumping on SoundCloud and everywhere else you can find it. This is the homie. Check him out.
It's a cold, cold world. Even Jermaine told you that. You on these bitches of blocks, a nigga better stay strapped. I got my third eye open like imp beams I'm scoping. Weed and Adderall got a nigga feeling so focused. Bullet in the chamber, Noid searching for danger. I barely trust my friends, motherfucker, and you a stranger. Don't ask me why my face all frowned, I'm filled with anger. Police out here shooting us down, who gonna save us? Another black baby on the paper's back pages, and y'all niggas rapping like we made it. They say that I'm a target if my music make a statement, but I'm still standing firm, 10 toes on the pavement. I'm feeling like everybody wants something from me. Friends talk behind my back like they never love me, so don't
The Bullshit Artist Showcase.
Welcome back, creative geniuses. This is Nevada Taylor, aka Hawk Brogan.
And my name is Tabari Fingal, aka the Brilliant Professor.
That's right. And we got Laelo Hood over here. Oh, nope. We dropped the hood.
Nope. Drop the hood.
It's just Laelo now.
It's just Laelo now.
I'm still a hood nigga though. Don't get it twisted. Forever hood, baby. But, you know.
HD Society is the brand.
There it is.
Yeah. So Laelo, we've been talking about a lot. But let's talk about as far as like your artistry. Like, what came first? Was it the weed or was it the rhymes?
Give us a history on you.
Okay.
Make sure you get right up on that mic, homie.
I'm gonna answer this question. It's a layered question. It's a good question, but it's a layered question.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the weed came first, and I started rapping when I was 13. I wasn't smoking before I was 13.
All right.
My mother was,
Uh-huh.
and I would always see her, you know, smoking
Let me ask you a question.
cigarettes
Let me ask you
because
a
I didn't know no better. What's
you,
up?
You got
Right.
you got Caribbean in your heritage?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No?
Nah.
Wow.
My ancestry is Ethiopian and Nigerian.
I can see that.
Oh,
and I
wow.
just found that out at a family reunion like 4 years ago. That's like, you know, way, you know.
Right.
Those were our first ancestors over here. I didn't even know that.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy. So I'm African, straight descent. That's where those are the countries my people came from.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But
That's what's up.
yeah, no Caribbean. Even though I did just go to Carnival in Toronto, and it was amazing.
Hey.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's on my
But-
bucket list.
Yeah, definitely got to go.
I bet.
Man, it's
Oh yeah.
time of my life, bro. But but my mother was smoking weed, and I used to always see her with her homegirl Marsha. They used to be in the living room playing spades with the bush beer and the little
yeah.
joints rolled up.
Wow.
And I didn't really know because I'm a
Right.
kid. I didn't know what they were smoking. I just thought they were smoking cigarettes.
Cigarettes,
You know what I mean? But it was it was always fun because they look different when they be smoking. Then my mom would be smoking by herself, like when she smoking a cigarette. Like she'll be like, your eyes don't be all red, you don't be giggling, and on the couch I'll be like, something's different. But whatever,
Right.
I'm a kid. But I started writing music when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
And damn, man, you know what? I just told y'all a big fat lie, bro. Because technically, the music came first because I was like the star pupil in my 5th grade music class. Like I was literally like destined to be doing music from a very,
did you
very
play
young
an
age.
instrument or something?
I was an artist. I didn't play
okay.
they had me. I was rapping when I was like 6 years old, bro. Like before, like
Oh, dang.
yeah, it was like. Remember the Dare program that they had in the 80s? Reagan. This
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Right.
We had like I remember my first like big performance. I'm literally in the 5th grade.
Say no to
And-
drugs performance.
Exactly.
Wow.
And
That
there was
is
there was a
hilarious.
long rap, which is it's ironic, right? Hilarious. A long rap, right? Everybody in the class had 2 lines in the rap. You know what I mean? It's just go down the line, everybody do their 2 lines.
Right.
The day of the show, my music teacher came to me and said, just do the whole thing. I had to perform. I performed because I was killing it, and everybody liked what I did it. So it was like, so I had to perform the whole joint in front of the teachers, the students, you know what I mean, the parents, everybody. So I think that was the moment where I was like,
Wow. Hey, did you get
I
a
wanna
picture
perform,
with,
you know what I mean?
what's that? McGruff the Crime
McGruff the
Dog?
crowd, all that, bruh.
Yo, do you
all
still have that?
I don't. Maybe my mom probably does.
Gruff.
I wouldn't got. I definitely got pictures of me in the Dare.
60652.
I definitely got pictures of me in the Dare shirt
Take a
as a
bite
little
out of
kid.
crime.
Yeah, I mean, I need to use that for a CD cover or something. Actually,
You should.
I definitely need to do that. I need
You
to.
have to do
I
that.
definitely
Hey,
have
the
that.
Two Bros Show logo is going on that CD.
Yeah,
The conversation we're
I
having
need to.
right now.
Yeah, no bull. I need to put
Executive production.
That would
done
be
by-
an awesome CD cover. I never even thought about that.
Yo, this is just
They're gonna
funny.
be like, what?
It's just funny how life is just full of ironic things, bro.
Yeah.
Twists and turns, man. Twists and turns.
It's the,
I'll never say no to drugs again. Ever.
screw you, Nancy.
Right. Fuck Reaganomics, nigga. Niggas told us to go out and get it and then locked us up
Then
for
locked
it.
us up
You know
for
what I mean? Motherfuckers.
Exactly. Yo, so out of all that, like, you know, far as like your, you know, once you started writing your raps, I mean, how old were you then when you started writing your raps?
I wrote my first poem at the age of 13.
So it's poems first?
That was, it was poetry first.
Yeah.
Silence kills, words spill lies. All you see is pain looking into my bloodshot eyes. It's man, that was the first.
You know
that was,
your first rap?
I know most of it, and that was the first. Yeah, that was,
I mean, your first poem.
first poem. That was
Right.
the first thing I ever wrote, and like,
Hey, artist, that's how you do it. Your passion should be that hard for what it is you're doing
yeah,
that you should be able to off the dome spit your first.
it was so deep though. It was
Yeah.
like, why am I writing something like this at 13? You know what I mean? Silence kills, words spill lies. All you see is
That's
pain
because you
looking
came
into
down
my
and asked your
bloodshot
mom to check
eyes.
your homework
Like it
and
was
caught
real. You know what I
contact.
mean? Like it was real. You know what I mean? It's like something like I was like, I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I was doing a little, right, exactly. I was like doing a little, but I wasn't no street nigga at that point. I was a little kid. Like, I was like, why am I rapping like this? But I was, you know, listening to hip hop, and Nas was my favorite rapper. And,
Oh, there you
know
go.
what I mean? It's like,
that-
I listen a
that'll
lot.
do it.
All I listen to is Tupac. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, you know, so that's where the influence came from. And, but yeah, I remember my first rap, and I was 13, man, just sitting in my room writing poetry. Then I started dubbing over tapes, recording myself.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like the whole nine, man. It's like trying to figure it out. And I literally just never stopped doing music. Like, it's just always what I've done.
Wow. Yo, it's funny because we both have somebody in our past, a common thread. Your one of your old friends, Daniel Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to work with Daniel.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to work with Daniel. Daniel was dope, but he was also a dope wordsmith too.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
he was dope ass lyricist.
Yeah,
was
he
one
had-
of the
he had
nicest,
dumb
man.
bars.
Yeah, he had crazy bars. We used to be in a team called No Name Niggas N3. The shit's tattooed. It's tattooed on my neck. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Like the whole kind, you know, because we was just the little street niggas. We was, you know,
Right.
on the corner of 15th and T, all
Yeah.
crammed up in the same junk, just trapping.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just doing what we was doing. And we was like, I wasn't born in DC. Like, I was from St. Louis, and I moved to Maryland, and then I came to DC when I was 18. When I was like, you know what I mean? I got to get away from Maryland, because the Maryland, you know, that was high school or whatever, and I just wanted to be out on my own. So I came to DC and started doing what I was doing. But it was like nobody knew me musically.
Right.
Nobody knew us musically. Like,
Right.
Still was from New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and my man Naz, like, he was from here. He's from PG. But,
Yeah.
you know, nobody really knew us. So we was, you know, that's where we came up with the concept of No Name Niggas. And we made a little name for ourselves, man. Like, we was, like, people knew who we were.
Right.
And a lot of it was because I was wild. You know what I mean? I was wilding in these
Allegedly.
streets. Yeah. I was wilding in these streets. You know what I mean? But we was making a name for ourselves. Like, I was doing the battles at the Ritz nightclub with Fat Cat.
Yeah.
Like, I won that
Yeah.
battle like 6 weeks in a row. They was
Oh,
like,
wow.
who the hell is this nigga coming up here just destroying niggas? It's like, niggas thought I was from New York. I was like, nigga, I'm Silver Spring, nigga. I live in DC. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, I'm
Right.
just nice at this. You know what I mean? And I'm 18, 19. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's
Wow.
just going in the club, and we used to do them battles at like 3 a.m. at the Ritz when the club was closing. That's when they used to do them. And it was
I
so much
remember
fun.
it
man.
was the room upstairs, right?
Yeah. Fat
Yep.
Cat on the stage. Like, it was fun, man. Like, it was a good time. So that's kind of, still was a good dude, man. Like,
Yeah.
he used to, you know, he had kids and, you know, did the grown up thing and all that good stuff. And
Yep.
I mean, and, you know,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I kept moving, man. Like,
Hey man, when it's that deep rooted in you,
Yeah.
I mean, you have no choice but to keep moving.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I've never really wanted to do anything else as far as, you know, being passionate about it. Like, music
Yeah.
is my passion. So
I know what that's like, bro.
Yeah.
I know what that's like.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I recall actually dropping by y'all crib one time, and for real, I did meet you, but it was like real brief.
You stopped by the spot?
Yeah.
15th and T?
15th and T, exactly.
Oh, shit. Word.
Y'all had the little apartment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You had an
yeah,
apartment
yeah.
over there by the gas station or what have you.
Yep.
I remember meeting you, but it was real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think I was dropping something off for Daniel. I think it might have been some tracks or something like that, because at this point I was living in Trinidad, and also we was at a studio and he couldn't find a way back at the last minute, and just because I gave him a ride, he blessed me with some weed.
That's what's up.
I was like, I appreciate that.
Real nigga shit.
Thank you.
Right.
Let me twist up now.
We had plenty of it.
Yeah, I bet.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And he blessed me, so I was like, okay, if he ain't hurting, when you want to like give something to somebody, you that person really ain't got it. They gonna be like, here, little pinch. But he was like, boom, here. I was like, you good, Vic? Yeah, I was like, you good, Dave? Yeah, I'm good. Vic, you good? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm straight.
Right.
I'm straight.
The T, man.
But you know what? Hey, I remember Club Daedalus.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to have these battles and stuff, and they had a smoking section in there that was back in the corner. Shout out to Tech Sosa, because he was exactly. So he was doing this. He was doing the event. But the cool thing about it is that, you know what I'm saying, he provided a smoking section back then, which of course it was something that was
definitely wasn't popping back then.
It was not popping at all in any club. I don't care where you were at. Even if you was on the balcony section
they wouldn't try
of
to get
Dream
shut down.
Nightclub, Slim, you was still getting stomped out
It
if
was
you
illegal.
twisted up.
Like
if you put in the
it was
air.
100% illegal. So clubs wasn't trying to get shut down for letting niggas smoke. You know what I mean?
Right. Now it's a little more lenient.
It's a lot more lenient. Like, I don't even go out unless I'm smoking in the club. Like, I literally roll up everywhere I go. You know what I mean? Everywhere. And my whole thing is just, they got to tell me to put it out, but I'm not going to not smoke. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, they come and tell me to put it out, then I put it out. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely going to try to smoke in this motherfucker.
Ask for forgiveness
And
instead of permission, right?
80% of the time, they don't stop me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And dog, you be up in some of these spots, here's $20, man. All right, dog, I got you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just light up. You know what I mean? And then the whole club smoking. You know what I mean? And then they can't stop it. You know what I mean? Then they just like, fuck it. They're like, nigga, you should just let us smoke from the jump. You know what I mean? I need to just charge an extra $5 at the door. And
They would probably make more money, for sure.
Yeah, man, that'd be a smoker's fee, right?
Yeah, but they
$5
can't.
if you want to roll up a smoke.
They can't do it yet, though.
Hey, I'll pay that $5 if I brought that life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember me and my man, we used to smoke on the dance floor, but we'll play past the baton, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll do laps around the floor. You know what I'm saying? We'll move through the crowd, chiefing, right? And yeah, so we're creating a smoke screen, right?
Yo,
so
that's hilarious.
So when the bouncers come down, they looking around like
they don't know where it's coming from.
Where it's at, right? And so that's what we get. So they wouldn't know where it's at, right? And so this is the thing, is that when you're a smoker, dude, you get real creative when you want to smoke, right? And so the bouncers used to come down and they'd look around and you're like, yo, where the hell is where's this coming from, right? And so one time I see my man get snatched up by the bouncer, dog, because he got caught with the weed. He got caught with the blunt. And you know how bouncers are, dog. I don't know how they are now, but then
he was looking for a reason.
Yo,
pretty much.
Jazzy Jeff bounced him on his neck, bro.
Ooh.
Like when he hit the ground, he literally like skirt.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that was the end of his night. He had a cherry on his chin. A strawberry on his chin. And then we headed out to the car, twisted up, and laughed about it after that.
I would have found out where that nigga lives.
I don't know, dog. I think I probably would have left that one alone, man.
Yeah.
I mean, dude was pretty big, dog. Dude.
Bouncers out there looking like Terminators and shit.
Oh, hey, but check this out. Come to find out, the same dude that threw him out, he's on the police force now.
Of course
He was probably on the
is.
police force the whole time.
Right, exactly. That's where he learned them moves. Learned that shit in the academy, nigga.
Whole time. Hey, look. So Laelo, let's talk about your business. Let's talk about HD Society, man. Give us the rundown. Let the folks know out there who need to know about your business.
The High Definition Society, man. It's a music events apparel company. We're branching off into other things I won't get into yet because I don't like to talk too much about my future moves.
Nope.
Right.
But right now, like we sell clothes, we sell music, and we do events, and we're pretty successful at all three. I like to be doing a lot better, and I could do that with you guys' help. You know what I mean? If you log onto the websites and buy a song or buy a t-shirt or
Respect.
anything like that, you know, the fans out there, all the creatives, you know what I mean? I know y'all understand what it is. So, you know, support from the people is really what pushes me forward, and I've been blessed to have created something that people want to support.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, at the end of the day, people know that I'm a genuine 100 person, but the brand itself is something that people can grasp on. Like a lot of people who like buy the t-shirts from the stores, they don't know who I am, or
And they don't have to.
they don't have to. Like
Yep.
as long as they spending the money,
That's
and
right.
supporting
Yeah.
the brand, that's all I care. But that's what let me know I created something dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you see the HD Society shirts all over the city, and
Yeah.
you know, it's
That
just,
must be an amazing feeling.
it
too.
took time. It's a great feeling. It'll be better when I, you know, start really seeing it expand past the DMV area.
right.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing feeling to know that people in your city support you. Like I was riding down the street one day, hand to God, seeing two dudes in a white Beamer, bruh. I looked over, they both had HD Society snapbacks on. Like it was just, I'm in a white Beamer looking clean as a mug, got on my hats.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I pulled up next to him, yo, where y'all get the hat? You know, I knew where they got them from.
Right,
I assumed where they got them from. It's like, yeah, man, we got them from this spot over on 8th Street. I was like, oh man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I ain't even telling him it was me. I was just
Right.
like, man, that joint dope as hell, dog. I mean, go buy some more of that, dog.
Buy some more.
I mean,
You like good Christmas gifts right there.
yeah, you know what I mean, shit, so it's definitely a good feeling when things like that happen, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, but it's a blessing.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I know that I remember seeing you developing a brand. I remember first I seen like some apparel and stuff like that, but when I really caught on to what you were doing, I thought that was like really effective. Was y'all were doing shows at the Fillmore? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to me, I thought that was dope because one, you create a platform where you know you're putting other creatives on, you know, under this brand. Two, you're performing, you know what I'm saying, as a creative, and then three, you're able to move your merch.
We was killing them.
Now that's
Killing them, bro. We was
that
killing
is
them.
that every creative when they come out, especially artists, they want their own apparel. They have t-shirts, they have hats, and yada yada yada. But moving that stuff,
Right.
Because
that's a whole art by
it
itself.
usually got their
Yeah, it
name
is.
on it.
Fair,
Exactly.
Fair.
Or
You're
they
right.
face or something. Don't nobody want to wear that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're a male artist, you might be able to get your female fans to wear something like that. But
maybe.
yeah,
not.
maybe, but ain't nobody wearing that. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta,
Right.
you know what I mean? Who is that? Like what is, you know what I mean? So-and-so artist. Like, why are you wearing a person's name on your chest? You know what I mean? It's like, you want to
Yeah.
see a brand. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's a brand. Like, it's got to be a brand. Like, you know what I mean? Don't nobody want a shirt that say Wiz Khalifa, but they'll buy one that says Taylor Gang.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Sure.
Yeah, good
it's
point.
it's just different. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I noticed that early, and I watched people and I learned from people, but that whole Fillmore thing is funny because it was like the best thing I did and the worst thing I did was inviting other artists in to be a part of that, because now it doesn't exist anymore because people ruined it. But,
okay.
the way the whole thing started was my brother Ethan Spalding.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he knew a promoter named Brian from Baltimore. He's doing shows at different venues in Baltimore and wanted to come to the Maryland, D.C. area. So Ethan linked him with the people at the Fillmore and whatever. So Ethan was the first one doing the shows at the Fillmore.
Right.
He started it.
Yep.
He brought me in. He brought another artist I won't mention in because I don't fuck with him anymore. If you need to know why, go download my new song on Hip Hop DX. It's called Feeling Like. Cheap plug. But
Plug it, dog.
yeah, but it's like Ethan brought us in, and I was the one that says, yo, this is an amazing opportunity, dog. We need to like get the DMV in here, like in here. Like what Ethan did for me,
Right.
I was like, I'm about to do it because I knew more artists than both of them. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm in the scene. You know what I mean? I help create this. I know everybody. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to go get so I hollered at the promoter, like, yo, let me put together the next show.
Sure.
You know what I mean? He was like, yo, bet you headline. And then I was like, I want to book all my own opening acts. Like, I don't want you to hit nobody. You know what I mean? Let me book all the artists. Trust me, they gonna sell tickets.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I brought in Kane and Visto and Cloud9 Band and all these cats who were just starting to grind and trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I did that.
But they have a following too.
Yeah, I did that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
None of them will ever tell you that. You know what I mean? Which is why I don't really mess with nobody. You know what I mean? But I did that. Like, I've extended the olive branch a number of times to different people. And it's like, but that whole Fillmore thing, like, it put us on another, because we were doing real shows. We had the big screen.
Sure. Yeah.
And the movies playing in the back with the logo. Like, it was like we were putting on concerts, because we got this big stage. We're not going to get up here and look like some rookies. Like, I'm not a rookie. I've been doing this too long to not get up here and look like the other dudes that be up here getting paid 20 grand. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to put on a show like they put on a show.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to get them bags like they get them bags. You know what I mean? I got to show somebody I'm worth that shit.
Damn right. And you got the platform to do so, right?
Exactly. So I'm going to take advantage of it. So we would do the screen for the full show. You know what I mean? 30-minute set. We would have video playing in the back, like official, look like you at a concert. And we had the live band. Like, it was just, we really put a lot into those shows, and it really helped our brand, and we killed it with the merch, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we would.
No, I remember walking in the lobby.
It would just be.
Yeah, and y'all was getting it. Didn't y'all have dudes at the table or something?
Yeah, dudes would be at the table. Like, my girl would be at the table. Like, we would just have. And they just be, you know what I mean, flipping tees, man. And then once we got the vape pens and the hats, and it was just like, wow, everything, you know what I mean?
Yo, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the vape pens, dude. Like, how did you land that situation? I mean, you don't have to go so much into detail.
That's cool. It's nothing. A friend of mine brought the idea to me.
Okay.
He was like, yo, why don't you do vape pens? Why don't you sell vape pens? And I was like, because I don't have a plug to get vape pens. Like, do you know where I can get some vape pens? And it was really like not as popping. You know what I mean? It wasn't really that popping, but it was like people just starting to do the e-pens and all that stuff. So it's like, it could work. You know what I mean? It could work, but it was like, where the hell do we get vape pens? Mm-hmm. So we did some research on the internet. It took us about a week, and we found a guy in China. Mm-hmm. And he had a plug with the same people who manufacture for Grinko. And Grinko are the people who make G-Pen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we basically had a plug with the G-Pen manufacturer. Wow. Just some people in China. There's just a different logo. So we just same factory, same factory, same product. You know what I mean? So that's why you see all the little micro pins that look like the G pins around. All those things are coming from the same places over in China. Right. So it's so once we found that plug, I was like, yo, this is like, nobody else is doing this. I need to jump on this in the city before somebody else start doing it. Right. And a couple of the head shops had vape pens or whatever, but no local brand was doing that. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, I'm gonna jump on this early. And so we just ordered a huge shipment and just start moving them joints. And once it got out there that we had them, it was just, especially at shows, man, like, it was just so easy. That's why I'm hardcore, like, trying to live my life on tour. You know what I mean? For the next few years, because that's where the money is for me. Like,
yeah, I think if you have a strong enough brand, you would definitely be able to live off of your merch alone, and especially if you're presenting something like your clothing, what I'm saying, your G pens, so forth and so on.
My HD pens.
I mean, my fault. They're not G pens.
Definitely not G pens.
Right. You gotta get the brand right. Gotta get the brand.
HD vape pens.
Yeah, there you go.
Get them.
I ain't trying to get sued.
But you know what? I mean, this is a perfect segue to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the business of hip hop and actually the marijuana industry, you know, because now you're getting into the paraphernalia side, which, you know, in this area, it was definitely illegal to sell
Not
paraphernalia.
right.
But, you know, you did have some backdoor spots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That would sell some stuff, some head shops here and there. You
But
know,
now
but
it's the
now,
wave.
yeah, exactly. But now, you know, it's all open game right now, and the fact that you got your hands in it, you know, coming from a creative perspective, dude, I think that is just like, that's super dope.
Thank you, man. I just didn't want to get.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to help create the marijuana scene here and then get left behind. You understand what I'm
Sure.
saying?
No,
Like
man.
I didn't want to be one of the initial contributors to the expansion of the marijuana culture in DC,
Yeah, be a martyr.
and then have people just start coming up with all the good ideas and be sitting over here twiddling my thumbs out. So I'm
Right.
always trying to stay ahead. Like,
Sure.
what are people gonna do? What's the next thing? What do I'm already like we about to do a whole nother style of vape pen or whatever, but I'm already like thinking past that. Like, what do I need to do like next as far as the culture that could combine the culture and the cultures of hip hop and, you know, marijuana and the business, you know what I mean, all together. So I'm always trying to stay ahead of it, man. It's tricky, but
Right.
we're creatives, man. That's what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, absolutely. At the end of the day, we'll creatively find our way or put ourselves in a position we want to be in,
Right.
especially if we're in hot pursuit. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that now we have different types of designer weed now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like artists. They have their own weed, just kind of like how artists used to have their own cognac
the-
or vodka, so forth and
Yeah,
so on, right?
absolutely.
So now it has been transitioned over into the weed
About
game.
to get
to
my own
where-
strain.
Yeah, everybody getting their own
We're
strain.
definitely gonna come out with a high definition society strain.
Dude,
It's
that-
gonna-
I mean,
it's
that's
gonna
dope. I mean,
it's gonna
that is
happen.
that is
At
the
this
new
point,
wave, the next
you
wave.
can
at
grow
this
weed
point.
and marijuana. You can grow marijuana in DC, so anybody can create their own strain.
So is it limiting? Can you grow just a limited amount? Or
Yeah,
Yeah, you
what?
can have like 6 plants or something like
6
that
plants.
per person.
I heard as far as the laws are concerned, that they're kind of almost trying to shut some folks out of it at the same time as opening it up to a lot of other folks. I mean,
It's always tricky how they're doing the laws. They definitely just shut it down to where there won't be like no coffee shops and nothing like that. They just passed that law, which sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't fully legalize it to where you can sell marijuana. You doing shops or whatever, which is definitely unfortunate.
So there are no dispensaries around here.
No, there's
at all.
dispensaries. You can sell medicinal. I'm talking about just recreational.
Oh,
Yeah, there's
okay,
like 6
okay.
dispensaries in DC. They sell my vape pens at Tacoma Wellness. So
Okay.
if you're in the Tacoma area and you're, a member of Tacoma Wellness Dispensary, you can definitely probably already seen them there. But they sell our vape pens. They sell the oil pens and the concentrate pens. So you
Dope.
can get those over there. They were one of our biggest supporters, man. They they spent a lot of money with us. So shout out to Tacoma Wellness.
Right.
For those big shipments, big orders they placed. We appreciate you guys over there. But all the dispensaries, man, like, they all, they're different pockets of the city.
Now let me ask you a question. Do you see a color divide with that?
The dispensaries?
Yeah.
No. Because everybody smokes weed.
Okay.
As far as who's going into
Now,
the
who owns the
dispensaries.
dispensary?
Ownership.
Ownership. Yes, of course. It's only white people.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean the ones in the one in Tacoma Wellness is owned by some Jewish cats.
Okay.
Cool guys. And cool. It might be a family. They might be a family, but
Right.
real good people over there. And yeah, I've heard no rumors or anything about a black person owning the dispensary in DC. Not as far as I know.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, it's
right
a lot
there.
of hoops to jump through. And
Yeah.
then, it's a lot of research into who you are and where you're coming from. And, so
Really?
it's,
So they.
you think they just
okay.
giving out yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I got
The
it.
feds don't want you to have that dispensary. Like, it's still
Yeah.
illegal federally everywhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like,
So what do you have to have? Do you have to have a medical background or medical foundation?
I'm pretty sure you just have to have the money. and they have
and say that it's a medicinal.
It's a cure-all.
and they want to let you have it. Because I'm sure there's a bunch more people with the money, but they're all not getting dispensaries.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'm not sure what the process is because I'm not even putting myself in that hat right now. You know what I mean? Right. But I know it's, from what I hear, it's a very tenuous and difficult process that it's not very easy to get a dispensary. You know what I mean? But the first step is having the bread. You know what I mean? You got the bread, you can at least have the conversation with somebody if that's what you want to do. But I wouldn't say that there's a divide because it's early. The dispensary's only been around for a couple years. Like we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see 5-7 years from now if there's still no black people on the dispensary. Then I'll be like, wait a minute, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's like something's not right. You know what I mean? But I don't know because they're like I have conversations with a lot of brothers in the industry a part of the culture that are talking about trying to figure out a way to do it. Right. So I feel like somebody's gonna do it. You know what I mean? If I had the money, then I would do it. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this then. The edible side. Now I'm totally ignorant to how that work. Do you actually have to have a license, to sell like edibles and stuff like that as well?
On the street or in the dispensary?
Well, of course, on the street you can get away with anything. Right.
Dispensary is the same thing. Like it's anything with CBD or anything that has THC in it is basically only legal to sell in the dispensary. You know what I mean? So.
Yo, we went to Tabari and I. We went to Hippie Cabal and we covered that, which that was pretty dope. Right. So right now I can't smoke because I can have a pop-up piss test at any given time because I drive a CDL, classified truck. Yeah, right.
I'm glad they test you guys.
Right. I'm glad that they test us as well.
Heavy machinery and shit.
Hey, I think they should really be pulling out more randoms for real. Some of these drivers out here. But at the Hippie Cabal, everything had some type of hemp, oil, juice, myrrh, whatever. If I digest any of that the next day, I pop up for urinalysis, my license is getting taken away and I'm going to jail, right?
Yeah, because it's all the way in your bloodstream.
Right. And I was pretty pissed off because I was thirsty as and
the only juice there.
and look, and there was this juice that this chick was selling. I will shout her out, but I don't have my card. I don't have her card, right?
Oh,
and the juice looked amazing,
when I find her card, I'm gonna put her link in the bio, just as a showing love type of deal.
Yeah, she was giving away some juice.
Yeah.
She was giving away samples of the juice.
It was like a guava,
and she was selling it. And I was like, "Damn, can I get away with a sample?"
It was like a guava passion fruit drink.
And I'm like,
ain't no sample. The sample is the.
she popped the top on the drink. Here it is. I was like, hell yeah.
It's the product.
Hey, I'm thirsty in the mud. Let me get a sip of that.
Take a sample, you done already got there. You know what I mean? It's like you don't even need to buy this.
Yo, I was mad. So, I left and I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and let Tabari know what's going on. At least he could possibly drink some of that. And so he can tell me what's going on with this. So there might come a time in my life.
There was only a faintest trace of the marijuana taste in it.
Right. So you ain't get no body high or anything like that?
Well, I don't really know. One, because I'm sure
he was probably already high.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right. Exactly.
I was probably already there.
Probably already high.
But it tasted good. It tasted really good. So, like, for sure, I would definitely support her business because I was like, oh, it was bottled up nicely. The
you
little
could
plastic
tell the strong edibles though, like because I order mine from Cali,
right,
and they're different than anything I'm getting out here. Like it'd be like I eat some with 10 milligrams in it, and I'd be like sleep. Like, why? Like when I first started ordering them, I didn't even realize why I was so high. I'd be like, yo, did the weed get better? Like, what's going? Why am I like trying to go to bed at 11 p.m.? Like, I'd be up to like 3 a.m. every single night. Yeah, I mean,
that's
so
almost prime time for creators. That's
right? Exactly. I start writing at midnight. Exactly.
Cats just getting to the studio.
I'm so tired right now. What is happening to me? And I was like, It's some fucking edibles, man. That's what's happening. I keep eating them damn edibles, and them joints is putting me down. But no, it's about how you make them, and some people are better at making them than others. And obviously, if you have more product to put in the edibles, the stronger they're gonna be. So, you know, if you're messing with somebody on the street, they might not be as strong as something you get out the dispensary, unless you're messing with somebody who has an abundance. So,
right. Yo, dude, remember when we was at South by? No. Yeah, it was South by. And we was at
South by Southwest.
South by Southwest.
That's
okay, yep. We was at South by
shout
Southwest.
out to Austin.
Yep. And we were at SOB's anniversary show. And damn, Laelo, you're drawing a blank. All right, so this is how I'm gonna help you out. All right, so we was on the dance floor, and I think this I forgot the name. I think Miguel was on stage, right?
Okay.
Which that was a weird performance, but it was dope at the same time.
Okay.
Right. And this chick kept on bumping into me. And so I turned around. I was like, yo, why are you bumping into me? She was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And she gave us a brownie. And I gave you half of the brownie because I looked at you and you was like, yo, what did she give you? And I was like, dude, she gave me a brownie.
Do you hear yourself right now? You asked me to remember that?
Okay.
I'm sure it happened. You know what I mean?
But I remember that, so I'm thinking that you should remember
Layla
that.
was like, I was high before that.
Right. I was like, dog.
Okay. All right.
Just
okay.
remind him of the story.
All I do is just tell the story. I believe I believe I was there. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Damn.
It
All
happened.
right. So
I'm sure it happened.
yes, and it did happen.
Oh man,
It did happen.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. No, it really was what's up. But the fact that I really can't, we can't reminisce and talk about that. That's
'cause
not
I smoke
what's
too much
up.
weed, man.
All right.
I smoke way too much. Whatever brain cells that memory was stored in are long gone. Long gone.
Oh my gosh, man.
But we've had some great times at South by Southwest, man. Most definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna actually pause the episode right quick because we have another subscriber on our YouTube page. Shout out to Sean Hunter Beats. I'm communicating with you right now. We're recording this episode right now. I saw that you went ahead and said that you was gonna go ahead and do your subscription on the YouTube page. Yo, much love to you. Once again, shout out Sean
Shout out
Hunter
to the
Beats.
subscribers.
Subscribe
man.
to that dude. His beats was dope. We was checking it out on his IG page. IG is at Sean Hunter Beats. Yo, respect to the homie. Let's get back to it.
Yeah. So look, what do you think the future of music and marijuana, weed is going to look like, dude? Because right now I feel that we're kind of like at the
White people are
beginning.
gonna ruin it.
White people are going to ruin it. How so?
You know what I seen on TV today? Football's back. Shout out to football. Thank God football is back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you ready for some football?
I was watching the game and the commentators were exchanging gold grills. The old white men commentators. I have a gold grill.
Oh man,
I almost took my shit out of my mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, that's what they do to everything. The dab, like,
wow.
gold grills. They're gonna do it to weed. The more popular it gets, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It's crazy, man. How they be doing, like, and we have shit that's cool, and then they take it and they make it uncool, and then we don't want to fuck with it no more.
Right.
So
Then
it's
they
like,
just decide to integrate it into any and everything.
Any and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just like, I feel like when it comes to the culture is the culture. People gonna smoke weed forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? More and more people gonna be smoking weed. But I feel like as that happens, it's gonna become very commercialized.
Yeah.
And every day is less and less taboo. You know what I mean? It's like, I know doctors and lawyers and teachers who smoke weed every day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like,
Absolutely.
it's just different.
Yo,
It'll get commercialized.
I can't wait for the day to see a commercial about a strand or a brand of weed.
It's gonna be awesome, bro. Like, I want to live in that culture. Like, I want to live in the open weed market culture. Like, I want to live in that culture. We live in America. This is a capitalistic society. Like, just hit the ground running, man. Let's just let people do what they do. It's not harming anybody. Yeah, I mean, the only reason it's not fully legal is for the reasons that I stated earlier: the medical industry and young black kids being locked up. They need to keep those two things intact.
That too, so, and I believe the textile industry would be harmed.
And the textile industry too, as well. The paper people would not be happy. You
paper,
know what I mean?
also, the clothing industry would get hit hard.
Oh man, what? Man, because my homie, shout out to Marijuana Bullshit Clothing. They actually came out with a line of hemp shirts, and it was the most comfortable thing I ever put on.
Are you serious? Yeah, I would think
it was so dope, man. Like 100% hemp clothing, like it was amazing. I was like, but it's very, very expensive.
Okay,
very expensive to produce.
And the sad part about that is, going back into America's history, it shouldn't be.
Right.
Of course not.
It shouldn't be. The point is that it was easier to grow than most tobacco plants were. Mm-hmm. It's easier to grow than cotton. It's easier to grow than a lot of these other things. So hemp was about to put a lot of people
out of business.
Hey, yo, check this out. I remember seeing something on the internet that Marlboro, what's that? Philip and Morris?
Philip Morris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Philip Morris. Yeah, that they're trying
had
to
the pack already.
You seen that?
Yeah, I seen it.
Yo, that was crazy.
I mean, like, so cool. You think they ready?
Oh, they hip.
Somebody's ready. When it's time, they're gonna be ready first, because the medical industry ain't gonna get outdone, or the cigarette companies ain't gonna get outdone. They're gonna be like,
they're gonna have their hands all
legal,
up in
we're gonna be the first ones with a commercial on TV.
Well, they could be the reasons why this is being held up at this point.
Exactly.
Everybody trying to get their footing in
place.
Yeah,
they just trying to delay it because they know it's coming. But
that's it. They know it's gonna happen. It's inevitable. So it's they're just trying to prep everything for it. You know what I mean? 5 years from now, everybody will be legal.
But you know what? This is interesting because my homeboy was trying to compare this to like the prohibition of alcohol, and then when alcohol was legal to sell, that's going to be the same way that that marijuana is going to be accepted as well. But one thing I said to him, I said, it's cool, right, to compare those, but I think it's totally different because there's many levels to the hemp industry, to the marijuana industry, like we was talking from the textile side.
Yeah, alcohol doesn't really affect anybody else.
Exactly, but you're just consuming, and that's all alcohol is for, right? But at the same time, we can also grow our own marijuana, so we don't got to go to these daggone dispensaries and these stores. We can just buy seeds
and be good.
You know what I'm saying, and be good. But I think the only thing that they're one angle that they probably have the one up is just the convenience factor. You know what I'm saying? Just like how the fast food industry, everybody can have access to a damn burger, but who's going to want to cook the burger, right?
Exactly. I'm gonna just go get a McDonald's real quick.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's going to be interesting because the commercials is going to pop up. Then you're going to see, your Snoops, your exhibits and so forth and so on with their own strand, you know what I'm saying? As well. I just can't wait to see that,
Like, I can't wait to see it, but I'm nervous for what it's going to do to hip hop. Like, I'm nervous to what it's going to do for hip hop, for it to be essentially commercial.
Yeah, that's just going to add another layer of hip hop being just
hip hop is commercial, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I understand hip hop is commercial, but
all these dudes do is advertise.
Yeah, but the problem is when weed culture becomes commercial, it's only going to push hip hop further commercial. You feel me? It's only going to go further down that road to the point where it's going to be akin to like bubblegum pop. You know what I'm saying? Where it's going to be like, all right, well, I'm kind of off to the next one. You know what I'm saying? That make any sense?
Yeah, a little, but it's like, I think the street element will always be in hip hop as long as there's disenfranchised black people. So I think there'll be the corny rap, you know what I mean? But then there'll always be the street dudes that are doing what they do. So it'll always be like, I feel like it'll always be a mixed bag. You know what I mean? As long as hip hop is around, I don't think it'll ever be like one way. I think that's the beautiful thing about hip hop is that, a lot of the stories are personal. You have artists, that tell a lot of deep personal stories, and then you have artists that just talk about frivolous BS. Yeah, and you kind of need all of it. Yeah, exactly. You kind of need all of it, or whoever, it's a bunch of them. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
I understand. I don't fully agree. I feel like to some extent we're gonna have the general consensus about hip hop is going to be fulfilled in those people who are deemed mainstream, because that's what
Right.
general society looks to.
I feel you.
And then it's like jazz. Like when jazz was on and popping, you can name 100 amazing musicians that you wanted to follow.
Right.
Nowadays, you can name what? Coltrane and maybe Duke Ellington.
Right.
Maybe and so
Right.
those are the giants, those are the heavyweights in it, but jazz is still popping right now, but it's at this point it's almost fringe, which is sad because
No, you're right though.
that was a part of our culture. That was the hip hop of its time.
Right. But the problem is, you know what I'm saying, with comparison and we're comparing jazz to
Yeah, there's no energy
hip-hop.
to jazz, bro.
Right.
Like, it's a different era.
Once you start putting a voice over the music, then it becomes something else.
Yeah.
Son, you don't
it
think there was
definitely
jazz singers?
Well,
But they're not speaking
but they
to
weren't
Young black youth.
they were singing. All right, the difference between singing and actually holding a speech, a rhythmic speech,
Right.
it resonates totally different.
I understand what you're saying,
You know
but
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
telling you is, if we're looking at the history of this thing we call jazz, so I'm not comparing
saying
the art
eventually they're
forms.
gonna dilute it.
I'm not talking about the art forms. I'm talking about if you
To the
look at
point
the
it's
history
so
of
commercial,
jazz
right.
and what happened to it as a thing.
They're gonna make it
that
insignificant.
same thing can happen to hip hop, because that has nothing to do with the music or how
But I
it's
think-
done or
you know
whatever.
why that's- you know
I'm
why that's
talking
gonna be
about
harder,
the
though?
business and the society that is
no.
created around
Social
this
media
thing.
wasn't around then.
That's a
Right.
great point.
Right.
But look at what social media is, though. Twitter is 140 characters. We're not going to be talking about E40's project. We're not going to be talking about those artists in hip hop that are really about the culture.
Right.
We're going to be talking about the next popping
Whoever's
this
the next right
thing.
Right.
So
But hold on, that was what our music was about. It was all about the next popping this thing, right?
yeah, but the difference
It wasn't so commercialized with jazz.
Exactly my point, though.
Right.
Exactly my point. The reason why we know, even in jazz and everything, we know the Coltranes, we know the Ellingtons, is because they were essentially pop culture
Right.
in jazz. So we don't understand a lot of the other folks who were doing it and doing it well, because we're outside of that era. I'm scared that same thing can happen to hip hop, because this element that was in hip hop called weed culture was something that, again, was always in every other genre for sure.
Right.
But it was prevalent in hip hop to the point where it gave it its own thing. It gave it its own energy, its own voice. But now that is becoming popularized, again, I'm not saying it will, but I do fear it becoming to the point where all we talk about are the young thugs and those in that.
But you know what?
All we talk, because again, Twitter only has 140 characters.
Right.
So it's going to be populated with him in a dress versus Laelo's greatest record he just put out.
Man.
And that's sad to me.
Well, hip hop has, in the mainstream, has spoiled or in, as far as popular hip hop has spoiled long ago. And in fact, it's spoiled when the weed culture was no longer the cool thing to do. So when you wanted to up your drug, you know what I'm saying, you wanted to switch your drug. To me, I think that kind of like was where the junction happened. You know what I'm saying? To where things started getting really
pills
weird.
and the
You know what I'm
lean
saying?
and all
Started
this
getting
other
really
shit,
weird. Yeah. So
Okay.
I remember when 3 6 Mafia. I remember this one record that had, we up all night. We high off that white.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Whoa.
okay. But they making a record about it, but of course that was acceptable. I never understood it being in the DMV area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If anybody messing with cocaine or
you
anything
was
like
a weirdo,
that,
right.
yeah, you definitely was a crackhead. You was weird. But down south,
that's what it is.
Sniffing
bro.
powder.
It's what it is.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you what, after 3 6 Mafia, after they hit hard, like it seemed like
It became a thing.
It became a thing, and the gate has opened up wide to the point where rappers will
Talk about it.
DMX and Ja Rule, and you know what I'm saying, they all talk about popping e-pills and stuff and so
Everything.
forth and so on, right?
Now the whole
And
game
then
is pills.
the
real
whole
talk.
game is straight up pharmaceutical, right? You know what I'm saying? And so now, you know what I'm saying, the music industry, and I'm not even going to just say hip hop, music industry
Music,
now
period.
is just drugged out now,
Drugged
right? You know, so you just don't know what the heck you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the future between, you know what I'm saying, the weed culture or, you know what I'm saying, the drug culture.
Like drugs and music always went together.
Drug
though.
and music
Like, they're
always went
always
together.
gonna go
Yeah, they
together
was paired up.
because
Yeah.
Some drugs boost your they put you in different creative spaces.
Yeah.
And as an artist, that's something that you can appreciate. You know what I
Right.
mean? Being able to step outside of yourself and see things from a different perspective and see the world differently than, you know, the other 99% of the world. Like, you know, I'm not into drugs. I smoke weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and,
respect.
you know, that shit
Respect.
grows.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't really consider it a drug, but you know, I've tried like
I
mushrooms.
used to. When I was a
and
kid, I was
shit like that.
I was raised to believe that whole dare mentality. I was raised. I was like, yo, nah, man, I don't mess with that stuff, bro, because I ain't trying to be that one. 20 years later, you see me still on the stoop trying to smoke
Yeah.
weed. But the truth of the matter is,
It's all a mental thing. If
It
you're
is a
if
mental
you're
thing.
a lazy nigga,
If
you're
you-
gonna be a lazy nigga without weed.
he was a
There
lazy
you
nigga
go.
without it. Exactly.
There you go.
It's
Exactly.
Like, it just is what it is.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, man, I think we had a dope ass discussion about, you know,
Absolutely.
just what weed has done to music, period.
Done for
And-
music.
Yeah, and done
That's
for
a good-
music.
yeah, I like that.
What,
I like
has
that.
it done for music?
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
It
Respect.
has done for music. It's done for my music career.
Yeah, absolutely. Paid a lot of your bills,
Speaking
right?
specifically, you know what I mean, about myself. Like marijuana changed my life.
Shout
you know
out
what
to
I mean?
Mary Jane for changing
So-
Laelo's life.
I love weed. You know what I mean? Forever. I will never turn my back on you, baby, ever. I love her. You know what I mean?
Respect.
That's
Yeah.
my bitch right there, boy.
Yo, but you know what? I mean, it has affected, you know, pop culture, you know,
Yeah.
period, all the way around. But I think the amazing thing is that, you know, you as a creative, you know what I'm saying, are able to put your hand in it. You know what I'm saying, to get a piece of the pie. Yet, you know, you still are able to, you know, be a creative. This probably help, you know what I'm saying, fund, you know, a lot of stuff that you got
lot of
going on.
stuff.
This is your brand for real,
Absolutely.
right? And now it's very relevant. It's identifiable to how you're moving and to, you know, the weed culture, dude.
We're gonna
That-
keep it going, man. I appreciate that, man, and I'm just glad people taking notice, and you know,
Absolutely.
we're just gonna keep pushing forward, man. Like I'm gonna always be a part of the culture until I'm an old gray man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna
Like
be
Willie
involved.
Nelson?
I
Hey.
will be involved in the weed culture. You know what I mean?
That's
So
what's up.
I'm excited for the future, man. I'm excited for next year. I'm excited for the next 5 years. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about moving out to Cali and trying to do some things out there.
Respect.
And
Yo, that
it's
or
just
Colorado.
Or Colorado?
one or the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Colorado's cold though, so I'm
Yeah.
probably
it
Cali.
is.
You know what I mean? The weed and the women in Cali are a little
I
bit
ain't
better.
no
you know
do
what I
cold.
mean?
No,
So
no.
we're gonna do that and try to, you know, I'm just gonna keep pushing forward, man. Try to always innovate.
Yeah.
And you know, have my name and my brand's name always involved.
Let
in
it
the
be
culture.
known that Laelo
That's
and
right.
HD Society are friends of the Two Bro Show and will be
Absolutely.
friends of the Two Bro Show.
Absolutely.
And vice versa.
I'll be back, man. We got to come back and we'll, you know, we'll
Yeah,
chop it
man.
up
We-
No, man. I got a sense that you have a strong political voice too. So you know,
You know, and that's I would love
I'm
to
ready
come
for that
back. I would love
conversation.
to
That's
come
the one
back
I
for
want.
I would love to come back for one of those shows.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's Tabari's lane.
That's my lane
I'm
right there.
kind of like a
Talking about
bystander on
I
that.
love
Y'all
that.
talking about that real shit.
Let's
You
talk
know what
about
I
it.
mean? It's like I want to, because you know, especially with so much going on in the world,
Exactly.
it's good for us
We need to know.
especially as black men. It's good, you know, like we were talking about off mic
air?
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's important for us to have mentorship in our community. So I feel like shows like this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You know, you can get, you know, youngins listen to, high
Right.
school, college kids
Yeah.
listen to, and
Yeah.
hopefully they could learn something from you guys. Y'all intelligent brothers and y'all have something to offer. So, you know, stuff like platforms like this are good, man. So
Yeah,
we gotta
man,
use them for positive reasons.
Exactly.
As well. You know what
I
mean?
appreciate that, man. What we try to do is just keep the conversation going, or create the conversation and keep it going.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of times,
just like Kaepernick.
exactly.
Just like
Shout out
Kaepernick.
Because a lot of times
Right.
we already having these conversations, but the truth of the matter is, if an ignorant person is talking to an ignorant person about an important topic, guess what you're gonna get out of it?
Yeah, pretty much. That's real, bro.
Have you
real.
ever been in on a conversation when two ignorant people are talking?
Oh, I just
Hell
walk
no.
away. I walk away.
Hell no.
I can't be
The
a part
minute
of
you
those.
say something that's dumb, I
It's-
go.
I can't-
I'm a
I
personality
get too
type.
irritated. You see my face change, and it's can't do it.
My personality
Can't
type.
do it.
No,
What's your sign, man?
I'm a Capricorn.
See, I'm a Libra.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I don't. I can't.
So like, I
I
just
do
did this.
very bad with ignorance.
I just did this personality test, and they said that only 3% of the population thinks the way that I think. I'm the type of person who's,
Right.
I can't stand stupidity.
Yeah, that's
like
me
voluntary
too, man.
stupidity.
Like, I hate it,
Ignorance,
dog.
I can deal with. If you don't know, I
That's
can educate
different.
you. We
That's
can
different.
educate each
I don't
other.
even like that though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm hard on that.
No.
But
I don't.
I
mean,
understand it. Though.
I mean,
understand
ignorance is
it.
in. I didn't know. Okay,
Right.
cool.
That's
Let's find out
understandable.
together. Let's figure out the truth. People think I'm arrogant because they think I'm always right. I'm like, nah. I just learn from smart people who say the right things. So
Right.
I'm only regurgitating what I learned from them.
Right.
So I'm not right because of who I
It
am.
makes you smart that
I'm
you were
right.
able to learn from people
Exactly.
smarter than you.
From
There
people
you
who
go.
are smarter than me.
There you
so
go.
because they're smarter than me, I'm gonna assimilate this information, and it now becomes my truth.
Right.
That is important.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So let's have that conversation. It's gonna be a dope one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one, man.
I'm pretty
But
sure.
again, man, I really appreciate y'all having me. You know what I mean? Y'all my boys, and I
Absolutely.
love what y'all doing over here.
Dude, thanks for
And this was fun, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Thanks for taking your time out to come out here, though.
Absolutely, man.
Straight up, we need to run this back on various different topics.
Yeah,
and I'm
and-
pretty sure you'll be able to.
I need to be like
cue
a
in on it.
sit-in guest.
Absolutely.
I need to give me like
Hey, you
I
see
need
that-
like a segment on the
Hey,
Two
you
Bro
see
Show.
that
you know
seat
what I
right
mean?
there that you're sitting in?
Yeah,
That's
man.
yours. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I need like a segment. I come in when y'all talk about weed or politics or something.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Layla, just
I'm
give
all
me like
for it.
5 minutes to just rant.
Rant.
You know what I mean?
I'm
I'm gonna just
all
rant
for
on
it.
something
Oh,
every
man.
time.
I'm
you
all
know what I mean?
for it.
The ABM rant.
Yes. I gotta pick a topic
Hey, look,
to rant
look,
about.
hey,
you know what I mean?
the rant in HD.
Yeah, I mean, that shit, man.
The rant in HD.
My
In
rants be-
HD.
my Twitter rants used to be classic, bro. Like I
Yeah.
got off of Twitter because my Twitter rants were too classic, bro. Like I was, man.
I'm all for it.
I need another outlet. You know what I mean?
I'm all for it.
Shout out to all the creators out there, man.
Yo,
Appreciate
respect.
y'all.
Salute.
Yo, hey, Professor.
Yeah.
This is another dope episode, bro. Yo, I feel like I'm a little buzzed right now for some reason.
Hey, look, shout out to my grandparents because they be sparking, and I might need to go see grandparents.
So look, creatives, I know you're gonna love this episode.
Absolutely.
Pass it around like it's a big spliff.
Yep.
Right?
To the left.
This is how you can pass it around. Hit the share button.
Yep.
All right, hit that share button. Leave a comment.
There's a thumbs up. Do that one too.
There you go. That's one way.
Yeah, leave the thumb down alone.
Yo, but overall, let's stay engaged. Let's stay interactive. All right.
And let's have this conversation. Let's keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Absolutely. So, if you haven't already, follow us
Yep.
on Instagram and Twitter
Yep.
at Two Bros Show.
At 2 Bro Show.
Then jump over to SoundCloud.
Please do.
If you're not listening to us on SoundCloud,
Download it there.
that's right. Follow us there on at Two Bro Show.
Yep. SoundCloud.com/2 Bro Show.
That's right. So from there, you can repost it, like it, comment as well.
You can share it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Tumblr.
That's right.
Yeah.
But most important, jump over to YouTube,
Please do.
right?
Yeah.
And search The Two Bro Show.
Please do. We need
Two with
1,000.
the number 2.
We need 1,000 followers. That's the goal. So come on,
1,000
creators.
followers.
We need 1,000 followers. Let's get it done. Let's get it done on YouTube.
That's
Let's get
right.
it done.
We can take them one subscriber at a time.
Subscriber at a time.
That's right.
We got one right during this podcast. We know you can do it. We believe in you.
Why does it sound like a telethon right now? But anyway, when you see that subscribe button, smash that.
I promise y'all we was not smoking during this episode. I promise. This is all just natural.
I'm feeling a little buzzed, bro. All right, creators, keep creating and see you next episode.
Peace.